What's happening, everybody? JayShockblast here, and I know, look at this. We're doing a vlog. I haven't done one of these in a long time, and I kind of threw it out there on Twitter. Which, by the way, if you're not following me on Twitter, at JayShockblast, not too hard. Um, I I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm kind of at a point where I'm a little burned out, and I don't know what to do. And creatively, I feel stuck in the mud. It's the classic writer's block, okay? I do my Marvel Future Fight video every day, and that's actually entertaining for me. Um, I do it because I know it's easy to do. I know that, maybe it's not the most entertaining thing ever, but I feel like there's a few people that enjoy watching it, and that's good enough for me. It puts something out there, and it's not ultimately counterproductive to what I'm doing. I don't know that I'm actually trying to sell anybody on the game. I'm just showing my enjoyment for Marvel characters and my enjoyment for playing the game. And that's kind of all there is to it. But other than that, like the Lego content is starting to dry up. I mean, it is what it is. I've 100% completed Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 on both Xbox and PlayStation. I'm kind of working on it on the Switch. Modding on this game does not seem to be a thing, so I don't really know what to do, and I understand that a lot of people come to my channel for Lego content. I'm almost at 228,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. That blows my mind. I don't consider myself a big YouTuber, but I've got a following, and I do well. November and December were probably my third and fourth best months financially on YouTube, which is insane. But now that all this is drying up, I don't really know what to do. I tried doing some Star Wars Battlefront. I know a lot of that content has been up there from other people for a while, and I don't know. I don't love live streaming, and I'll tell you why I don't love live streaming, because I would do more live streaming if it weren't for the fact that people are so demanding. Like, they get insulted if I don't mention them, if I don't notice them, all those kinds of things. And I'll give you an example. The Telltale Guardians of the Galaxy. I would do one of those in a live setting, but the whole purpose is I don't want to talk that much. That's a game that you watch to enjoy the story. And I don't want to talk too much, and then I read the chat and I feel bad because I try to acknowledge people. I try to say hi to people. I try to make people feel, special, that hey, senpai noticed me. Yay. I get all that and I try to do it, but the last thing that I want is people going away mad because, oh my god, he didn't say hi to me. So that's turned me off to live streaming. I don't like doing the webcam during live streams, which a lot of people ask for, because I don't think the game should be about me, and also because my setup is kind of weird. So the option is to either bring the camera super close or to be super far away, right now, I literally have my webcam sitting on top of a cup with a tripod just to get it to the right height so that, there's just kind of my shoulder frame in the video, and it's not ideal. I'm not going to leave a cup on my desk. I bought, I don't know, I've bought things to try to make it better, but I can't ever seem to get it in a way that I like it, so I just don't use it. Also, it uses up I only have one USB port on my keyboard, and that is currently being used by my Elgato Stream Deck, which is amazing. I love it. So here's the thing. Burnout is real, and I think something that's been on my mind for a while is just YouTube in general. How it works, how to get ahead, what's happening on it, and all those kinds of things. I don't have the answer. YouTube is the Wild West, all right? There are so many ways to do it, and there's no perfect way. and there's no right way and there's no wrong way. It's literally a thing that exists that is completely random. There's no logical reason why I have 228,000 subscribers. I'm okay at what I do, but there's certainly people that are better that have 1,000 followers, and there's people that are substantially worse that have 5 million followers. It's so weird. It ultimately comes down to luck. Now, one thing I do want to talk about, well, two things that I really want to talk about that have been bothering me lately. Number one is the Logan Paul situation, not because it's just him, but also because of what it means for all of us. And that segues into the changes that are coming, I think February 28th to YouTube. So YouTube is changing it so that you have to have both 1,000 followers and 4,000 minutes of watch time over the last year in order to monetize your videos. And there's two sides of it for me. Number one, I feel like they're punishing people because of what idiots like Logan Paul are doing to the platform. Now, if you're not familiar, Logan Paul is a vlogger, like a daily video maker, and he basically mostly does vlogs. And he went to Japan. There was something called the suicide forest, and he made a video showing somebody that had committed suicide, an actual real dead person that hung themselves from a tree in the suicide forest. And he thought it was a good idea to put this video on YouTube because he's a maverick, and the biggest thing that scares me is that there's so many bad things happening on YouTube, and YouTube just lets it. And advertisers, for better or worse, are getting scared off, and that's taking money out of my pocket, okay? And look, I understand. We all take a risk when we decide to do YouTube and rely on it as a source of income. I get that. Totally understood. But I don't want to lose money because idiots are doing stupid things to scare away advertisers. Last year's PewDiePie situation, I think that was blown out of proportion. But what became abundantly clear in that is that the old school wave of media does not like people like me being able to sit in their basement office and talk directly to you and be able to make money off of it. They don't like advertisers flocking to the personalities of the random people that didn't, go to college and, well, I mean, I went to college, but but that didn't necessarily follow the proper way to becoming a journalist or becoming an entertainer, whatever it may be. They want to protect themselves, their ad revenue, and their way of life. And I get that. But, because of that, we have to be hypersensitive to what other people are doing on the platform. And you can't see me pounding my fist on the desk as I do that, but we have to be vigilant of that. Now, that doesn't mean that everybody with less than 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 minutes of watch time in the last year are the guilty parties. They're not. But there has to be some form of standard, okay? Let me tell you about my experience on YouTube, and I know that there are other people that share the same experience. I've been making videos on YouTube since I want to say August of 2010. So we're at 7.5 years. Within weeks of me making my first YouTube video, I also started a job working for a company called Bose, okay? I loved my job there, and I was completely fine making my money there. I did not start YouTube to make money. I started YouTube because up until that point, I had always been a writer and a photographer, and I liked writing about music. I liked taking pictures of bands at concerts. I liked writing about video games. I liked playing video games. I was using this channel. If you go back to some of my first videos, a lot of which I've deleted, they were game trailers. They were trailers for games. I would post them on the channel and then post that video on my website as a way of showing publicists, hey, look at me. I'm generating traffic for you. you should consider me when you send out press copies or something like that, because that was good enough for me. And it was also, when PAX East came around, it was my way of saying, hey man, you should give me media passes because look at the coverage I give, and I was okay with just that. I was okay with basically making a self-funding hobby, and for years I kept making videos. It slowly drifted from posting other people's trailers to posting my own Battlefield Bad Company 2 videos. And then it became, oh, well, let's put up some Borderlands 2 videos. And then it became, let's put up some Fallout New Vegas videos. And then it became, just constantly evolving. And, hey, I'm playing this game, I'm going to put up some videos. And it was, oh, this is an interesting moment in this game, let me put up the video. And I was getting traction. I was getting people watching, and I was getting subscribers, and it was cool, and it was great. It was awesome. I loved it. Then Lego happened, and it was awesome. Like, I loved it. It was perfect. But I didn't start making money until, I want to say it was like May of 2013 was the first time I ever got any money from YouTube. And I got $500, and it was the best day ever. Like, I walked around my office because I was at Bose for quite a while, and I would still be there right now if they didn't lay me off a year and a half ago, or almost 2 years ago, actually, at this point. I loved working there. I loved the company. I loved our products. I miss the people I worked with, and it's sad for me. Like, I was completely happy advancing in the corporate world, doing those kinds of things. And YouTube for me was always just kind of like a side thing. And it can certainly go back to being a side thing if I ever need it to. But I got the opportunity. I had people from all sorts of MCNs, multi-channel networks, pursuing me for a long time. And I didn't understand it. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't really know what to do, and I ignored it. I literally ignored it. I let YouTube make so much money off of my videos, and it's crazy to me in retrospect. I could have done this so much sooner, and the only reason that first check was $500 was because it was for like half a month. My next check ended up being $1,300. You remember these things. Like, I started making really good money doing this, and it was like a self-funding thing. And slowly but surely, it just built and built and built to the point where I can sort of do it full-time now. I don't think I would be doing it full-time if it wasn't for the fact that there's a second income in my house, but that's another story. The point is, I did this because I loved it, okay? And that is the only reason anybody should do YouTube when they're starting. Like, you should never start a YouTube channel saying to yourself, I'm going to be the next big thing and I want to make a lot of money doing this, because you're probably not going to. And I'm a pretty positive person, but I would be lying if I said what my experience is normal, because it's not. All right, it's just too competitive, especially now. Getting into YouTube now, you need to either already have an audience or you need to be wildly entertaining. And I am not that. So I don't know what you guys are doing here. I'm kind of kidding. So there's this side of me that says, all right, well, nobody like rolled out the red carpet for me to make money when I started YouTube. So why are people starting now with the expectation that they should make money? Look, getting 1,000 subscribers certainly is the hurdle. If you have 1,000 subscribers and you don't have 4,000 minutes of watch time over the last year, you are doing something wrong. I mean, you just are, okay? It's not difficult. You need all your subscribers to watch like literally 10 minutes of video. Like, not even 10 minutes of video over the course of a year for that to happen. Like, I'll be honest, like, that's like, I can get 4,000 minutes of watch time in 1 hour. Like, it's not hard. Yes, I have a bigger base to work with, but I digress. Even my less popular videos, I can have a 45-minute video that has, 1,000 views, and that video probably got me 4,000 minutes of watch time. I mean, it's not really the hardest thing to me is getting the 1,000 subscribers. Now, why did they put that in place? And I'll tell you why. Because there are so many channels that are clone channels that steal content from other people and re-upload it as their own. And that's ridiculous. Like, and those channels typically will sit there with, 500-600 subs, but thousands and thousands of views. Why should I'll tell you one example that's perfect, okay? Wrestling podcasts. It drives me insane when I see a Chris Jericho or why am I can't think of it? Colt Cabana. Chris Jericho and Colt Cabana do weekly podcasts on iTunes and Stitcher and all sorts of places like that. People literally steal their videos or their podcasts and put them into video form, and they'll put like 15 ads on that stuff. Okay, and it drives me nuts. I DM'd Colt Cabana once. I'm like, hey dude, these people are stealing your videos, and however he handles it is up to him. But all these people, like, there's just so much content that's just stolen, and not even these people's. And this kind of combats that a little bit because, it's not right. Now, YouTube has a lot to be responsible for on their own, but those are the people that are ruining it for everybody, okay? Like the people that are stealing other people's content, and then there's the people that are just doing the wrong things for YouTube. Now, here's the crazy thing that I don't think people understand. YouTube does not owe anybody anything. As a platform, they are a video company that literally offers you unlimited storage space. I have like 7,000 plus videos that probably makes up like multiple like petabyte. I don't even know how big a petabyte is, but like it's probably like thousands of terabytes, okay? Like there's so much size to the videos that I've uploaded over the years, and I don't get charged anything, okay? Meanwhile, I have an iPhone right here, okay? And I constantly get harassed by the iPhone. Hey, your storage space is full. Buy more storage every day. And we're talking about like gigs, okay? Like my 5 gigs of backup space is full. Buy more iCloud space. No, I'm not going to do that, okay? And here's YouTube where the average one of my videos is well over 5 gigs. And it's just, keep uploading. It's free. I mean, you kind of have to like think they could charge like hey, it's $100 a year for this much storage to make your videos, and they don't. So you kind of have that going for you. And if you just look into storage cost for any online storage, I can't even imagine how much Google and YouTube have spent on like their storage farms just to back up all the data that we put on it for free. So if you look at it like that, you really can't argue for them to pay you because, I mean, you have to earn it. Like, I'm sorry, you have to earn it. You should not be able to make money just by signing up for a YouTube account. You shouldn't. And I worked hard to get where I am. I worked really hard, and you need to be willing to put in the work. Like, you can be great and you can be talented, and there can be a lot of things that you do, but ultimately you need to be able to get ahead, on your own. And you need to find the audience, and you need to be able to look. If you're good at what you're doing, people will follow. Okay, people will find it, and people will follow. It's not going to be easy, and you should not expect it to be easy. There's ways to do it. You just kind of have to keep grinding because that's what mostly all of us did. All right, and I know that seems like very easy to say, because I'm already in the moment, but you have to understand, man, I've been doing this for a long time. It did not come easy at all. Like, I actually feel like I'm in a place where I'm stagnant, Like, I consistently get about, 3,000 or 4,000 new subs a month, and that's great. But, like, I'm not growing at a rate that I thought I would. Like I thought when I hit 100,000 subs like a year, like I don't know, it was like 2 years ago at this point, maybe even longer. It actually was probably 3 years ago at this point. I thought 3 years down the road I'd be at least 400,000 subscribers. Like I thought the bigger I got, the more people would follow. Each Lego game that came out, the more people would follow. I'm getting recognition for being a Lego YouTuber, but then I went ahead and did other stuff and messed up with the algorithm, and now my subscriber base is very segmented. Sorry, I was falling out of my chair. So I see both sides of it though. Like I understand why it's hard and frustrating to try and get ahead, to try to get to that point. But honestly, if you don't have a lot of subscribers and you don't have a lot of watch time, you weren't really making much money anyway. Like you're probably looking at, oh, I'm not making $5 this month. Which, look, if my first YouTube money paycheck was $5, I would have still been thrilled because I would have made $5 making videos on the internet. But I think initially I was like, it does feel like you are being penalized. People that are young, aspiring YouTubers that are just trying to get ahead, it absolutely feels like you are being penalized for something you didn't do. But we all had to work to get where we are too, And I mean, I was a YouTuber for like 3 years before I even made a penny off this site, And I don't think it's unreasonable to think that, you're going to have to put in a little bit of time too. Also, I also feel like YouTube needs to do a better job at what they do, because the Logan Paul situation, somebody at YouTube approved that video. Like that video was flagged many, many, many times by, there's somebody that literally goes by the name of Trusted Flagger. All right. And that person flagged the video, and somebody looked at it and said, oh, it's our golden goose, our cash cow. Go ahead and put it through. And then they put it on the trending page. That's insane, right? Like that is insane. And that's irresponsible. YouTube thinks that because they have this algorithm that they are entitled to do everything robotically, that the human element need not apply. Now, when people are flagging constantly these weird channels in like Russia that have like this weird kid content where, kids are being put in vulnerable positions and, simulated violence and stuff like that, and they're letting that sit there and they're letting that get advertised on, I don't blame advertisers for getting scared. YouTube has to do a better job. The algorithm sucks. Like I don't understand why they can't just have a live feed. Like this is just a dump page that people can choose to have as their default youtube.com location, and this is where all the new videos show up in real time in order of upload. I chose to subscribe to all these people. I want to see their videos, and I want to be able to choose whether or not I want to watch that video, even though it's not something they normally do, even though it's not something I normally watch. I want to choose whether or not I want to watch it or not, because there are plenty of channels that I haven't watched in a long time, that like Epic Rap Battles of History. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. I'm still subscribed to them, and never ever do I see anything new for their videos. So I don't want people to have to rely on clicking a bell icon in order to know whether or not I made a video. That's stupid. I actually don't want you to click the bell icon because, when a new Lego game comes out, I absolutely know that I'm probably going to put out 100 videos in the first day or two. I hate that. Like, I have no other choice, though. Like, I got to get the content up as I record it. Content's a little bit shorter, and it is what it is. But, like, I don't enjoy possibly dinging your phone at 4 o'clock in the morning because I'm awake and I randomly put up a video, Like, I don't like that. I try to do it all in normal times, but what's a normal time? I have global followers. There's people that are going to watch this video right now that I'm recording at 2:45 in the afternoon on a Monday, and it's 3 in the morning for them. What am I supposed to do about that? Oh, my phone is blowing up right now. So I I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if this video is useful for people. My intention wasn't to say, to point fingers at smaller YouTubers and say, get off my lawn. Like, that's not really what I was hoping for. But I want you guys to understand it should be hard. Like, it should not be easy. If it's easy for you, I'm actually going to be pretty pissed because it was not easy for me. Uh, you should have to put in your time. You should have to grind like the rest of us. Like, nothing should be given, you know? Like, if you make good content, people are going to find you. But ultimately, the number one thing that you should do is make the videos because you want to. People will see that. If you show passion in what you do, if you love what you do, people will see that, okay? Like, that is ultimately what it comes down to. Love what you do. And right now, I wouldn't blame people if they saw some of my videos and said, I don't know that he loves this, because I am battling a little bit of burnout. And that's part of the reason why I haven't posted as much normally as I normally would, you know, because I get discouraged too, just like anybody else. Like, oh, I worked really hard on this video and it only got 3,000 views. Now, for a lot of you, you're like, oh my God, 3,000 views, that's amazing. But for me, I look at 3,000 views and I'm like, you know, I mean, I guess, because I'm used to more, you know. I've got multiple videos with over 5 million views. I have tons of videos with millions of views. I think my channel has over 240 million views. It's insane. I don't know how I got here, but I did. And I want to continue that success, but the money kind of changes you, because now in my head I'm like, all right, well, no one's going to watch that. And that's like, there's two battles there. Number one, it's how much time does it take up for me? And number two, it's how is it going to hurt me? Because the more videos I put out that nobody watches, the algorithm shifts, you know? So it's a catch-22. I tried Ben 10 because Ben 10 is wildly popular, and I was hoping that people would watch those videos. Turns out I picked the wrong Ben 10 game to jump in on. People have asked me to play it for years. People ask me to play these games all the time, and I'm like, well, nobody's going to watch that. You might, and that's great, but I need to invest my time at this point into stuff that people are going to watch, and I don't really know how to do that, but I guess that's another problem for another day. What did you think of this video? I don't love making vlogs, I'm going to be honest with you. Obviously, I'm self-conscious. Everybody is. I don't know, you know? Like, in my head, every little thing that I do, every time, like, I feel something on my teeth and I do that, or, like, every time that, like, I have to, like, you know, scratch an itch, or, you know, I have, like, an itch right here or something like that. Like, anytime something like that happens, I'm, like, in my head, I'm like, oh, I can't use this anymore, you know? Like, but it is what it is, you know? I like being real with people, you know? I think that's what ultimately is the reason why people enjoy my content, is because I'm not, like, simulated, I'm not scripted, I'm not over the top. Hey everybody, it's JayShockblast here, and we're here to make another exciting video. And that's not a knock on people that do that, but I just don't, it's not me, you know? Like, I know that there are definitely people that, like, that's their thing, and they actually enjoy being that person. I don't. Like, I just can't do it, you know? Like that, and see, now, like, this is where in my head I'm like, oh my God, is somebody that I'm friends with, or not even friends with, somebody that I'm an acquaintance with, gonna be, you know, insulted by that if they see it? You know, it's not like that at all. Sometimes I actually envy Pack Attack, because he's never said a word in any of his videos, and nobody even knows who he is, and sometimes I wish that could be me again, you know? But it's not, and it is what it is, and I'm fine with it. So let me know, guys. I'm willing to do maybe a video like this a week, or maybe a video like this once a month, or something like that. Not necessarily talking about YouTube in general, but, you know, just talking about different topics that you might want to know about. But ultimately, I guess the biggest takeaway is, don't get discouraged. Just keep grinding. If you love something and you want to do it, like this doesn't even just apply to YouTube. You're gonna fail more than you're gonna succeed. Like, I can't even tell you how many times that I thought this was it. You know, I found my forever job. This is what I thought I was gonna work at Bose for the rest of my life. Like, I really did. Like, no matter how much money I made on YouTube, which has been very, very good, I thought I would work at Bose forever. And then through no fault of my own, it was taken away from me, you know? And I was good at my job. I feel like I was good at my job. I advanced and I was trying to advance even further. And like I said, I would still be there today if I could. But, you know, my whole department got sent to another country. What am I supposed to do? You know, like it is what it is. So, you know, you have to be prepared for failure and you have to be prepared to work really hard. So, you know, if you are frustrated that, you know, you're going to have revenue making ability taken from you, it would be very condescending for me to say you probably weren't making much anyway. And that's not the way I want it to say and to come across, but you'll get there if you're meant to, you know, like just keep trying. And I assure you, if you're good at what you do, people will find you, people will follow, but you have to be realistic too. Like Lego Worlds for me, I've done pretty well, but I understand there's a ceiling. You know, I would love that game to be more popular, but it's not. It's not Minecraft. I wish that it were. It could be, but it's not. And I know there's a ceiling there. And like I would never make my channel dedicated to just Lego Worlds. Like I just couldn't do it. So I don't know. I'm rambling at this point, which I'm really good at. So I think 32 minutes on a vlog is good enough. I appreciate you if you watched. I would love some feedback. I'd love to know what you have to say. I would love to hear any questions that you have. I try my best to answer questions. Yeah, you know. So go Pats. Super Bowl 42.